Hello. This is a tutorial on how to create and manage group bookings in Easy Innkeeping. Creating the groups is doable from a regular reservation or from the calendar, but it's far easier to do from the group booking list out of the reservations list. We see here. So instead of having to go through each and every month and day on the calendar going hunting for them, they're all here in one concise list. One thing I do want to note before we get started is that you always want to give individual group names. So if the Jones Family Reunion comes each and every year, you want to have the Jones Family Reunion 2018, 2019, or give them something that differentiates the name of the group. So we simply create one by adding. Click the Add button. And on the General tab, the first thing we do is give the group a name. We'll call this the Smith Wedding. Choose the arrival and departure dates. We'll say June 12th and 13th for this one. The number of rooms field is simply a counter. It's not an editable field. It shows the number of rooms you have blocked, and we'll get to that in a moment. The release date is here if you want to give them a deadline for booking the rooms, and then after that time, that date, have the rooms go back into general inventory. You can do that. That's there. It's not mandatory. You can use it or not as you choose. The notes field is here if you have any special requests or anything you need to have your staff know about the booking. We then put in the main contact person. If they already have a guest record, you can add it. If you do so, you will need to redo the group name. And then we put in any credit card or payment information. The online booking is there if you want to, instead of having them all call in to make the reservations manually, you can have Mr. Smith give them a special link to the booking engine that will allow them to see only the rooms you have blocked and book them online, and that way you don't have to really be involved in it. You'll get email confirmations, of course, like any other online booking, but we'll show that in a moment. So then we save the reservation. The booking, I mean. Once it's saved, then we can go to the Block Rooms tab. Now we can block each and every unit in the property, or we can a handful or however many they need. If you want to block them all, you just select the first, scroll to the bottom, hold the Shift key, and then click the last unit, and that'll select them all. Alternatively, if you want to just select a few, hold down the Control key, and we can select a few. If we want them to all to have the same rate. If you want them to have different rates, you'll have to do them individually. You can select rate from the drop down. I have a group rate created. Do the number of guests. Now this is the number of guests per room, not the total number of guests for the party. And now we have these rooms blocked. If we close the booking and go to our calendar, we can see that the group blocks look a little bit different from a normal room block. The normal room block is black in color, but this is pale blue and it has the name of the group. You see here. So when we're ready to reserve the rooms, we just simply click on the group on the calendar. This is if we're not doing it online. So we'll make the first one, we'll say for Mr. Smith. So we add a reservation. Since Mr. Smith is our main contact person, he'll be already in the guest information. So we can simply save this. And so this room is now booked for Mr. Smith. And when the calendar refreshes, we'll see that the block has now turned to a reservation. So we mentioned the online booking. Let me show you that. I have it open here. It's a special URL that we can provide to you so you can provide it to the guest. And what it does is puts this group code box here. So since it's group code 2 for the Smith wedding, they go here when Mr. Smith provides the URL and they come here, they select the Smith wedding. It'll populate the dates for them. and only show them the available rooms that are blocked for that particular booking. We select one, go next. The group booking will ignore any normal deposits you have set for the regular online bookings. They agree to the terms just like any other online booking. Same registration. If they've stayed with you before, and we'll assume Aunt Patty has, put in the email address and log in, and that will populate it with her correct contact information. If they haven't stayed before, they just fill out the required fields. Again, it ignores any standard deposits that you have for regular online bookings. And when they click finish, they will get the online confirmation mail, and you'll get it just like any standard online booking. And when we go back to our calendar and refresh, we can see the difference between Mr. Smith's, there are no notes, and then Aunt Patty's says reservation from Easy Web Res, so that we know that came from online. So let's look at the group billing. So if you go to the regular reservations, you'll have to go to the group booking tab, or you can go back to our reservation list and click on the group booking from the reservation list. When we're on the general tab of the group booking, we click on the billing button, and that shows us the group bill. We can see up here any reservations that are made. We can see down here the billing for those reservations, and then below here we see the rooms that are still blocked and not yet reserved. You can make payments. You can, add any additional charges just like you would on a regular reservation bill. But let's say Aunt Patty decides that she wants to pay her room herself. So when we come up here and check individual bill, see it removes it from the group pool and makes it an individual bill. We click on this billing button. And then when we go add a payment to here, it will not apply to the group, but only to this reservation. Whoops, excuse me. Hash payment. We enter our $75, save, or process CC if it's a credit card. Now this bill is paid in full. And when we close it, we see the payment has been made here to this reservation, but not to the group. All right. And that concludes our tutorial on group bookings. As always, if you have any questions or problems with them, you can come on live chat and chat with any of our support agents, or if it's during office hours, you can call the main number and speak with one of our agents. Thank you so much for your time. Everyone have a great day.